another English verse. Yes, ma'am.
Verse 44:32, 43:8 miles. I'm here to remind you of the Prichard safety event that's in your Prichard report, and the tickets will be available at Northside Check Exchange at $12. We will be selling tickets at the door. We'll also invite all the police and departments to attend. You don't have to pay, just come in, stop and money, take your donations as well as the receipt of the tickets. We're gonna have speakers to come and engage our community in bringing back the neighbors in the hood and looking out for one another, and also helping to provide the necessary equipment or assistance with the police and fire department. This event, I was inspired by this event when Sergeant Green was killed, first part of the year. And we're going to have a Sergeant Green Day, will be effective on May 26th. However, I had to wait several weeks to get approval from the city to work out the no charge for the safety first event. So I have asked Councilman Ephraim to get a resolution ready for us to honor May 26th as Sergeant Steve Green Day, and also a day that we will honor the present police and firewomen and policemen. I apologize for that serve and put their lives on the line for us day after day, and also the ones who gave their life in order to protect us. We're coming up to the election of new leaders for our city. However, it is in such a blind sight. We need our district to be identified. We need to go over a system our leaders have provided in these districts to increase the welfare of its citizens.
Ms. Bird,
Yes.
you're on the agenda to talk on safety first.
Well, this is a part of safety.
No, ma'am, you're getting into politics now, and this is not the place. No, ma'am, this is not the place. You're talking about the district election. No, ma'am.
I don't think you can, you do not own the city.
No, ma'am, I don't
And you
own
don't
the
work
city.
for, you work for the citizens.
I work, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Let's not get it twisted. And like I said, we don't need more of the same, we need to change. And we need to do that.
Next item, Madam Clerk.
Andrew Daniels.
It was Anthony Daniels from Miami, died at 1732 Grace Avenue, 8 Mile County. Here to say this evening to talk about a vacation and sick time in the city of Strong. I see that the law is still being disobeyed as far as me receiving my money. It's been since April 19th. I figure it went on too long. I already showed the rules and regulations of the personnel board in some of the previous meetings. Also showed the mayor policy and his handbook when he came aboard, where he said that personnel board rules, regulations had and policy of the city, if there was a conflict, his personnel board rules take precedence. And I was wondering why it didn't in my particular case. The rules say that I'm supposed to get my sick time, vacation time on my son. And I wonder why it haven't been done.
Mr. Daniel, I want to ask you a question. Do you understand the procedures and everything that you need to follow in order to get that taken care of?
I already taken care of the procedure. Or what is it, city clerk? What is that supposed to do with city clerk?
We're not going to discuss that.
Well, how would I know what to do, Mr. President, if she's not gonna tell me?
You will go to the city clerk's office. You go to the city clerk's office, and she will explain, like she said she has done in the past. She'll explain what you need to do, and that's all I'm gonna say on that.
No, just, what do you mean explain what she do? Just explain to me what I need to do.
No, she's not going to do that.
Already done that. Already, she,
Continue, Mr. Daniel.
what is she supposed to explain to me?
No, she's not going to explain anything to you here today, but if you go to the city council's office, excuse me, to the city clerk's office.
Mr. President, I think you're kind of taking sides, sir, okay?
I'm not taking sides.
I think so. We've been over this before, and I followed the procedures. And the clerk told me that her excuse was that that's the way they paid employees or retirees in the past. And I explained to her that wasn't the law. The personnel board even said that they didn't make a deal with City of Prichard as far as how they pay the retirees.
Okay.
Okay.
Continue.
So what is she talking about?
We're not getting into that, Mr. Daniel, just go ahead. If you can't address the council, there is not going to be no argument of backwards and forth between anybody. You have to address the council about these issues, and so you can continue.
But I showed you all the rules. You know, I showed you all the mayor policy, but apparently you just want to, avoid the lawsuit. You know what I mean? You already avoid the law of, this law here of our pension, Act 107. You know, the mayor is potentially trying to kill the pension. He's breaking the law by having other employees say they want to get the money out. You know, that's against the law. That's like encouraging somebody to go out and steal. Break one law, it's saying anything else. You know what's the difference? You know, I have the rules and regulations off from the personnel board. Send down for you come like one of some. Now, what the city clerk talking about is how they pay people in the past. That had nothing to do with me. I didn't make a deal with this personnel board or anyone else. Receive $500 every 2 weeks. That's minimum wage.
See, that's what I was wanting to get. Wait, council. Let him finish.
Yes, sir. And also,
Take his seat.
and I also have a pamphlet here that was passed out.
No, that is not, I don't care on the agenda, that is politics, and that is not, yes it is. That is a political flyer. It is not going to be discussed in this council meeting. You don't see any political signs out there on city property in front of this building. That is.
This part was trying to make it retirees.
Chief Garden, escort Mr. Daniel to his seat.
Sir, I can take a seat. You want me to take a seat? I don't need nobody.
I told you we are not dealing with politics. This council meeting is not about that. So we're not treating it like that. You have 5 minutes and we've been leaving. We are not going to discuss no politics in council meeting from anybody. Because in that way, then we will have.
They don't know to marry the cousin now. Don't know that.
We have to go around to breaking news, but so we don't need the mayor's interview. Okay. That's what we need tomorrow after he's done. Okay.
Councilman, Mr. Daniel said he knows the procedure.
I'm asking you, what is the procedure?
That is, go to the city clerk.
I'm waiting. I'm explaining something. I'm asking a question of the city clerk as a councilman. I have a right to get that information. Just stay in our lane. Stay in our lane, please. Stay in our lane. Madam Clerk, for the record, can you explain to me what was expressed to Mr. Daniel?
When Mr. Daniels came to inquire about his vacation in Singapore, has been, ever since I've been here in 1993, was an agreement that the city provided for each person that was leaving, because at the time, the city, back in 1992, we had a fluctuation of employees to leave the city. The city paid everybody a lump sum payment. That put a strain on the city budget. At that time, they notified the personnel board that they would no longer be able to pay lump sum pay, that they was going to get into an agreement with the employee, that they gonna pay them their money in lumps, in increments of $500 pay period, it's all paid out.
Who notified the person?
Ms. Norwood told at the time, the administration at that time, Norwood told me to go research that minutes from 1993, it should be in that minute. And then everyone, including retirees or previous employees who have left the city of Prichard, have signed that agreement that they get their money in increments of $500.
Do we have copies of that record?
What record?
Of the record of Ms. Norwood reference under the
No, she told me to tell, if they want to go ask the personnel board to put their minutes from 1993. And I explained to Mr. Daniels, I'm not going to change anything. If I'm told about higher authority or law, I will pay them lump sum, but I'm not going to take it upon myself to pay them their lump sum money.
Chair, I think that needs definitely to be due to noted for the record.
And he was told that he heard it from the judge.
Mr. Daniels, so that he would at least have some sense of justice in terms of what he needs to either accept or no longer accept, so that he doesn't feel that he has to keep coming back before the council, getting something that's not going to be granted him. So all I would ask is that the dues would be noted for the record, and that if it's possible, we do need to find that document for him. Apparently, he doesn't believe it exists, and for his own benefit, we need to provide that to him. His council members need to have knowledge of it as well. And he can decide on whether or not he wants to move forward as it's written, or he can take further legal action as he may need to do.
Thank you, Mr. Councilman. And also, Mr. Ephraim, and I think you understand that as well as all of us. Ms. Reed, stand up. This council only have one employee. That's Laverne Reed. Thank you, ma'am. This council cannot direct any employee to do anything. So the first place, it is out of our jurisdiction. We let Mr. Daniels speak because he got on the agenda, which we would do for every citizen. But this council is not going to violate its law from the state, because we only have one employee and we can't give orders or instruct any employee in the city anything to do. The mayor have given us permission, we can talk to employees and everything, but what Mr. Daniel asked, he asked for us to vote on me getting my money in one lump sum. That is not our choice. We don't have the authority. That's why I sent him back to the city clerk's office. And that way, everything will be worked out. And she said she had explained that to Mr. Daniel, and that's where that is.
Chair, with all due respect, that process has not worked and it will not work.
Well,
So for the benefit of the council and to the benefit of our state, to a former employee of the city, it was requested, it was not a directive. That's what this council meeting for. Now, if you would prefer to have it in the form of motion.
it doesn't matter. I'm sure
There's
that
no directive given to an employee.
we can ask the
You said, Councilman, even after I spoken to Mr. Daniels, and I told the mayor I would not talk to Mr. Daniels anymore. Mr. Daniels has been disrespectful to me, and I'm not gonna talk to Mr. Daniels anymore.
And that's why I don't think it's necessary to have him re-enter into a situation of confrontation with you in respect to what you told him, in respect to what you're doing. The best interest of this is for him to be given what he needs to see what the law is as it's being given versus so people have in writing what he needs so he can decide to accept it or not. That would prevent the council from being further subjected to him coming back and requesting or asking for something that the council cannot authorize. So in fairness to him, in respect to the city clerk, and in respect to the advisor, I'm asking that a motion will come forward that he will provide the information or the law as it relates to him being given what he is entitled to. If that minute is not found, or there's no record of it, then he should be willing to come back and get what is dutifully honored to him and what he should be owed. But if there is a record of that effect, it should be provided him and then let him decide whether he will accept it or take further legal means outside of this body. That's in the form of a motion. Madam Clerk. Didn't you send the code that they could add personnel board to pull down minutes from 1993? So, this, she doesn't have any motion. I'm just asking by way of motion. That's what I'm asking, sir. You didn't say that. That's exactly what I said. Will have to be added.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that,
There's
this
a motion
council.
on the floor.
What motion you have?
The motion is that the information that has been verbally given to Mr. Daniel will be officially provided him by this city. It's the responsibility of the city to get these requests of the city, that the city has records on it. These are our records. If the personnel board doesn't have it, we should have it. And they should be provided him. That was the motion.
The motion is for the city to provide Mr. Daniel
These written minutes that refers to his policy in regards to the lump sum or the less than lump sum they pay.
Mr. Daniel is retired. It's the citizen something, here or something. We have an ordinance in place for anyone who wants to get information from this city, that an ordinance that deals with it. They come up and make a request. If it's public information, they entitle to the information upon the payment of the property. Correct. That's correct, I think, if at all. Correct.
That's only going to apply if we have the document in our possession. We have no duty to seek out the document.
I didn't specify where it was. I said naturally, if we have the document and if it's public, then there may be. I'm not describing that. There may be a difference. Right. If we don't have it, no, we don't have the responsibility to go anywhere. So
How do we know he had it?
that's a search record.
This was all in place when I started working for the city of Prichard. And the only person I knew called was my predecessor, Cindy Norwood. And she gave what she said, that maybe we can contact the personnel board and ask them to pull down minutes from that time.
So she said that no, you're not aware of any documents.
No, I haven't seen it. I talked to her and that's what she told me.
Well, in the event of that, personnel board doesn't have a record of it. And I think he would be subject to whatever standing laws would govern his situation. And then he can come back with that. So, you can, the motion can be amended, can be changed, can be rescinded. All I'm asking is that for the good of the order, for the good of Mr. Daniels and our respect for what the council needs to do, we should be at least willing to make sure the information that he's being told verbally, because that's not good for anybody. This is a governing body. If we can't provide him something in writing, then what are we here for? And if we can't assist him with getting the information in writing, again, what are we here for? So either we're going to support what he needs to have so he can do what he needs to do by way of a decision, or we're going to continue to have him come before the council over and over and over again, dealing with an issue that's really not getting anybody anywhere.
And I was told by the personnel board, when we start paying the first person a lump sum payment, and everybody that come after will have to be paid a lump sum payment.
So was that based on what they had in writing? Or was that something they heard?
That was payroll department. Once I paid one person a lump sum payment, then everybody needs to sit up Prichard from that point on, we set up principal. For the last 20-some years, we've been doing that agreement. She said, when I start paying the next person a lump sum payment, everybody else we have to be paid a lump sum payment.
Okay. Chair, I put motion then I would rescind the previous motion that we could just have information provided to the council so that we could see. That would be a whole lot simpler. Motion to have that information in the first step for provided to the council in regards to this situation. Because he's one today. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter who has it. If the personnel board has record, we need to get it from the city. We just need to get it.
Mr. President, I would leave and ask him to forward in information we have in reference to the city. And we will apply to go.
That's the one motion. Thank you, man.
Pretty much right to that. Mr. Dean and asking him to provide the information that he had to the city.
And if Mr. Daniels wants the information, I think he should follow that procedure by the ordinance in writing.
They don't have anything in writing.
I'm just saying, this is complete.
You don't know them talk, that's it now, they don't have anything in writing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Chief Jimmy Gardner.
Good evening. I'm Jimmy Gardner. I'm the Chief of Police for the city of Prichard, and ultimately responsible for public safety in the city. And it pleased the council, mayor, and all good citizens. We're here today to talk a little bit about our budget situation, but I would like to first thank them for their effort to want to assist in terms of helping to fund whatever activities that police have and assist. And anytime we can get the community involved in that, I think it's a very important situation for us to show great concern from our citizens and people like yourself and others who want to step up and do those kinds of things. And it only goes further to say that the community wants to see the police department function in a way that's best in terms of protecting the community in which they live. So again, I thank you for that. Also, I'm here today to talk about the budget. I've been here several times already to speak as it relates to the budget. I'm asking again that the city council consider, not necessarily reconsider, but consider what the needs are as it relates to the police department. I want to share with you as we move forward. The police department has been able to get quite a few things accomplished in terms of much of the activity that's taking place, criminal activity in the city. But it's only due to the fact that we've had funds in the budget that would allow us to even go forward overtime and put special operations together so that we can further assist in terms of protecting our citizens. I'm begging you today that to consider what has been requested of you in terms of that $110,000 this time and whatever else that we cut and pull from other areas to support the need of the $210,000. It is very, very important. We completed almost all of the overtime that allows us to put together special operations through the city to protect the city. I can tell you some of the weather situation we've had over the last several weeks now, over the last month or so, have hurt us immensely in this city in terms of even our equipment. Automobiles, I actually have 4 automobiles down due to the storm. Thank God this past week when we had the monsoon that we were able to have the new Humvees that we have, that we were able to get in and operate and go through water that ordinarily our automobiles couldn't go through. So that's been a tremendous help to us as it relates to that. But I can tell you the importance today that you consider what has been proposed to you in terms of increasing the budget for ordinary pay or officers to include what I need in terms of overtime, equipment loss, which now has gone up considerably with the 4 automobiles being lost in this process that we've had over the last month or so since the monsoon rain that we've had, the days of that at least anyway. And today again, for the protection of these citizens in our community, I'm begging you today to reconsider that and reconsider at least the $110,000 that has been requested of you and to be placed in the police budget so that we may be able to maintain and not go backwards in terms of providing the protections that we've been able to do thus far. I don't need to lose anyone. I'm losing as it is, but I don't need to lose anyone. actually the city needs to have gained in terms of law enforcement officer for the protection of the streets. And again, can't say it any better than I beg you today to reconsider that $110,000 for the thing that I just shared.
On with Force Worldwide Ministries. Arthur Bendoff, Ms. Doris B. Gale.
Good evening, Council. Good evening. My name is Doris Gale. This is my father, Arthur Bendoff. He lives at 12 Monday Avenue. We're requesting that the street be blocked off from the corner of Bullhead to about midway of Mid Avenue to have a block party, so there will be fellowship and, there's gonna be security because we know the area and everything on July the 27th. That's a Saturday after, 4th of July, from 3 to 8 p.m.
Chair, I was on it. I do support it. I think you did mention in the request that there was, we had a vacant lot where you
Right, and most of the activities would take place in the vacant lot. The only fear we have is because of the traffic that flows there with younger kids, and they're playing ball, they don't have any traffic or something like that, because on Saturdays, we do have a lot of traffic during that period.
I would only refer to the mayor's office and the chief in regards to the logistics of the cutoff for that period of time that you would meet.
The question about security, Ms. Evans, my brother is a Port State Authority policeman, so we're sure that it would be someone that works with the Port Authority. Would that be a problem?
No, it wasn't a problem. I always respect the person as far as in control of that area. But I was asking the chief whether or not that he approved, and he knew about who would be provided as far as security. And that is something I'm asking because I respect departments. Yes.
What date was that?
July the 7th, from 3 to 8 p.m. The 7th. July the 7th.
Right.
Oh, the 26th. After July the 6th. Oh, the Saturday after the 4th of July.
Yes. I got you. Thank you.
Chair, if everything's in accordance with the chief of police on the block off for that time set aside, I'll ask for a motion to approve the request on behalf of Mr. Benzoff.
Thank you.
Motion carried. Madam Clerk, let's go back to number 8.
On with Force Worldwide Ministries.
And just, I asked the council if we would really look at the budget process. And if we notice, everybody's coming out of Mobile and Prichard for bucket dropping. And this is a safety issue, is because we have no control, we don't know what's coming out there. And if you watch the news, just yesterday, there was 2 state prisons, I know one is dead. They had on their safety vest, the truck was there, they had the flashing sign, and they still got killed. And the state was providing all the security. So this is a concern. And some of these children is small, they are small children. Because I've seen them out there myself. And I just, if we are going to allow bucket drop, then we need to do a moratorium until we can really sit down and put strict rules in place. Because we don't need something to happen like that, some kid or somebody get hurt running out in the street.
I suppose.
But let's give everybody a chance to comment, something if you have anything.
Let me hear, because I'm not prepared for what you, about you just name speaking and not necessarily looking to do a definitive action.
Well,
I'm not clear on what your
Yes,
moratorium is.
Well, just where the council can come up with some rules, actually put some rules in place to make sure that if they are going to drop, they are safety rules that they need to follow. And the city and the police department is just not out there trying to do that.
I'm glad that's a concern, but I will. Go ahead, I am the council.
It's not strange that you say that, so when I looked at the agenda, and I was saying the same thing about they always come over here, and I noticed that they don't do it as much on the Mobile side except for the farmers. The farmers do a boot drop or something, and also the liability of the city. I was thinking about if a child were to get hit, most attorneys want to go after who got the money. And everybody that got some money, that's who they're going to go to. So I was thinking about the liability of the city, putting them out there like that. So I concur with the chair that we definitely need to put something in place and make it a little bit more stricter. It's not so easy for them to come up here and let our children stand on the street, or even an adult. An adult is to be in harm's way. So I agree with that.
Mr. Chairman, I also concur with my colleagues. I do know that, for an example, on Sunday mornings, on my way to church at 8 o'clock a.m. in the morning, you got people with donut sales and selling donut, all these corners. The other thing I'm always concerned with the children. We have all of these organizations and ministries coming in and saying they want to help children. And I know that maybe the attorney can instruct me on that. By law, we can't do anything about it. But I think it behooves us sometimes to look at these people when they come and ask for us to give permission as far as who are they serving and whether or not it is a legit type organization. Not only that, with all people on the corner everywhere, we already getting cheated when it comes to the peddlers. I do know what orders on that, but you have peddlers already on Saturday, same ones year after year after year. But it puts a strain on our people, and we are supposed to be responsible not only be about the city business, but also look out for our citizens. And we have people there with bucket drops all the time on our corners. And I really would love to know just how many times they appear before the city council, Mobile, or Satsuma, Chickasaw, and request to go on a corner with a bucket drop. So I do concur with you, Mr. Chairman, and my colleague, Ms. Young. Thank you.
Chair, I support the council's purpose and intent to do this, but I would do it with the condition of a time frame. If the intent is to come with the committee, then the time frame should be established as to how long you think it would take to come up with whatever requirements you think would be necessary to have something in place before a moratorium is just put out there with an open end with no foreseeable ideas to when you will be able to come with those requirements or restrictions. So I think the time needs to be attached to it.
We will. I just want to make sure that every council member has the opportunity to express or say whatever they feel in the forum.
It should be, yeah, a motion to eat. How soon do you think it's taking? 60 days?
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion that we refer this matter to our attorney to develop the necessary document and ask him to make sure that we get the information in timely fashion to go over so we have any questions. And he is requesting assistance. Yes, 60 days. 60 days.
You can't hear it on there.
Chair, the statement has not been given, I will offer second.
Motion carried.
Ms. Ruffin?
Excuse me, that's Massive Ruffin. SSIE. I bring you greetings this evening. My name is Massive Ruffin, and I'm from 93 Grover Avenue, and I come before you humbly asking for a street block off in my area. Our family is trying to put on a family activity, and the area where we want to have the activity is at 450 Bay Ridge Road in the corner of Clancy Street. And we're asking that the street be blocked off about 200 feet going into Clancy. Bay Ridge run like this and Clancy runs like this. And the daycare is right there facing Bay Ridge Road, but we want for the security of the family that we have an activity that the street Clancy be blocked off, not Bay Ridge Road. And that's back and forth on each side of Clancy Street, so the kids won't have to worry about cars coming in and, you know, fighting plays. And I bring you greetings. I am the president of the Grover Avenue Community Watch Group, and we're trying to spearhead family-oriented days like this. And I'm just asking your quorum to see the way to grant us this small blockage for the safety of the families and the kids.
Ms. Ruffin, what's that date?
June the 16th, on the corner of 450 Bay Ridge Road and Clancy Street.
Just a minute. Ms. Ruffin?
Yes, sir.
We apologize for whoever feel this out did put M-A-G-G-I-E, but down in they did nasty, so we apologize.
That's okay.
That's the way we are understood. Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. Ruffin?
Yes.
Have you spoken with Chief?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Chief Bartlett, you in agreement?
The only thing that I have down here is message. Thank you for coming. You have down here for the city to pick up the trash after?
Oh, yes.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
I didn't know if they were able to do that. I was just talking about after everything is bagged up, the bags, or would we have to try to escort that ourselves or what?
Yes, that would be the responsibility of you to remove that trash after.
Okay, no problem.
I make a motion that we allow Ms. Ruffin to block off the state streets.
Second.
Yes, ma'am. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Miss Brittany Dees, and she's not gonna be here, Ms. Thomas spoke with her, that she wants to use, Indian Spring Park on Saturday, June 16th, from 2 to 5 p.m. for her baby's first birthday party.
Say it to him.
Thank you.
Al Edwards.
I am here requesting the use of Patterson Park for the 2012 upcoming football season. I'm asking for the dates of June 15, 16, 27, 2nd, 23rd, 29, and 30. July 5th, 6th, and 7th, 12, 13, and 14. 26, 27, 28. And then practice start July 30, from 5:30 to 7:30 until December 31st.
Okay, Chair.
I make a motion.
That is kind of preparation before and after.
We make, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we allow.
Got a motion. We just
Oh,
need
you
a
got,
second.
where's the motion?
I did.
Okay, sir.
Cast your vote, please. Motion carried. Thank you, Mr. You need to get with Mr. Warren. Next time, Madam Clerk. Mr. Evans, give a petition. Give a petition with Madam Warren. Thank you, sir.
Reverend Lamar Miller?
I actually saw Reverend Miller this morning. He had me following him over to the park. He had an issue regarding a tree that's falling over at College Park, over my basketball goals, and was concerned about it being removed, and also about getting the goals themselves put back up with the rim. They've been missing for the better part of 2 summers now, and that's always been a concern. It's about putting the goals back up. There's a tree that falls to the most recent storm activity, and it's in the way of the court, so even if there were goals over there, it couldn't play it again. So I was asking him to just forward the request to the mayor's office for the recreation department to take a look at it. Then the law.
Second.
Cast your vote, please. Motion carried. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Rico Ruffin with Prichard Falcons.
I came and spoke to you all for the winter league, and I was coming back before you because we had a summer league coming up, and it was about 6 home games, and I was requesting the use of Prichard Stadium.
Do we have anything from the recreation? Chief?
We had police officers and firefighters, we had to watch in the time, had a difficult time, some occasions, you go out and not the game, before the game, that money needs to be in the clerk's office before the game, that way we can get those guys paid.
Ms. Warren?
Yes, sir.
Item 14, Mr. Ruffin. Do you have anything in discussion?
One problem that I have is gonna be that press box. That press box on that 7th floor is very dangerous. It needs to be condemned. And that's where the score clock and the announcer has to go. So I don't know if they will need a score clock to have a game, but the 7th floor,
So what you're saying,
you know, we really need to close it out. It needs to be rolled out.
so when you say we're not allowing the use of that part until the city further inspects this condition, is that what you're saying, right?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I just have a question to Ms. Ward, because I kind of went by there and, but when the stadium's cleared out, how is the upkeep as far as the ground, as far as things being cleaned up? Is that your responsibility to do that?
They have been cleaning it up. That had their game.
Okay.
They've been cleaning it up. It's just us moving the trash after they pick it up and put it in the garbage bag.
Okay.
When did your first game, Mr. Ruffin?
June 30th, but it's a wait. He didn't give us an official schedule because he said I had to come back before the council.
Great. You lost it now. Who wouldn't give you a schedule? Because then,
The commissioner of the league said I had to have proper authority saying that I had permission to use it.
So when would be your first report?
The week following June 30th, I'm not sure the date, that Saturday following. July.
That's in July.
Mr. Ruffin, what day will you be available for the evening? Would you be available? I think we need to really get a good understanding and put this in writing and everything. And so what date, give me a date that it would be convenient where we can check with the county members and see if they would even we'll call finance committee meeting where we can sit down with you and discuss everything. Once we agree on everything, we can have the attorney put this in writing. And everybody can sign.
Any day.
Now, give me a date, we want to work with you.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow's right. And I think most of the council members is try to have that schedule as light as possible on Friday, because they done ran all
Monday,
council leave from, what's the? I was trying to get an idea.
All honesty, I think that would be too soon, because if we meet tomorrow, I don't think anyone would be prepared on either side to put an agreement that would be with the thousand lead. And I think maybe Monday may not present a good opportunity under the office of the finance committee due to the information and discussion towards the amendments for the budget for the ordinance of police and fire, as well as whatever we may have on the agenda. What I would suggest is that
What about the
that probably be better. I do want to ask Mr. Ruffin, you guys forwarded us last year a proposal or your plan for your park league. You have another one for the summer league prepared to give to us?
yes, sir.
You have it today?
I just got to work.
Okay.
I was told to brought you out the shirts that we had here with the kids camp and the trophy. We all won the championship in the other one. Just so y'all know.
Congratulations.
I think it's one sufficient chair, but I think also Ruff will probably be provided with that again. I think the recommendation from the fire chief and police about that needs to be certainly factored in. I don't think it's possible without some assurance that that will be taken care of. Perhaps maybe be done to some extent, perhaps up front to some degree, and then be able to put something in place that both sides can agree to.
So we'll be looking to put an agreement together that would provide that authorized use, provide security is adequately taken care of in advance. That's certain. No matter who that is, security.
5 or 5:30 is that time sufficient?
Yes, sir.
5:30. Council agree, 5:30. 25th be on Monday. That would be, that will be our regular. Okay. Mr. Ruffin? Okay, we're going to set this for June 25th, 5:30, right here. Council conference room. Thank you, sir.
Item discussion, number one, I get a motion to introduce an ordinance amending the 2011-2012 uniform budget. Councilwoman Edwards. Councilman Eastman. Councilman Conner.
chief has made a request of the council, it's wrong, and I think we need to move in that direction. The councilwoman forwarded some information last week. I respected her request. I told her that I would review the information she's been provided in the past, and she recently amended it. There were maybe one or two areas that warranted some merit of review. Majority of the information provided, I don't think is going to be feasible to consider. But in addition to what I've been able to at least come up with, so that we can at least meet on that on Monday and then provide that to the mayor's office and have an ordinance prepared at the request of what the mayor asked the council to do. Would ask that we would at least meet Monday at this 5:30 if it's possible. If that's not feasible, then I would suggest that we would have, if anyone else had anything additional to it, have it prepared and ready for Monday to provide for the council and the mayor's office to review prior to the voting on the next Thursday in regards to the police. Was there some concerns with fire? I think fire needs to be considered in terms of where they are in the budget. So I think it needs to be looked at on both sides.
5:30, June 18th. Ms. Williams, Mayor, and Ms. Williams. Thank you.
You'll be there. You'll be there as this board.
Yeah, that you attend that meeting. Next item, Madam Clerk.
On the ordinance establishing rules and regulations for the cemeteries in the city of Prichard, council attorney asked that, we table this so he can, do more, studying of it.
And,
He asked that we remove it, so, he needs to look at it more.
I'll make a motion,
because I do have some, anyone that has any information on this, we'll ask that you put it in writing and get it to the attorney, because I had some concern. And we don't want what turned in the St. Austin to be out of Prichard. And these people that are overseeing these cemeteries need to be held accountable and not just passing off from one owner to the next, and nobody knowing how to contact them or whatever. So I do have a couple of things to think I'll get in line and get to you, because they are making money. People's loved ones are being buried, and they need to be held accountable.
No, I just, I do agree, and hopefully we can come up with a attorney will be very good, usable ordinance that we can implement. Because I have a situation, I think I have, I guess about 6 to 7 to 8 cemeteries just only in my district. And there are some things that definitely need to be attended to, and the people who own them be accountable. And also, would like to request, and I know this probably something can't be done because I can't understand and never could understand why is it that the people who are responsible for funeral arrangement, these funeral homes, that we can't tax them, we can't do anything. But right in my district, with the number of cemeteries that I have, and I have gone over and assessed my streets that have been paved, new pavement, and with the usage, it just overwhelming. And I would like to request that, we probably can't, but I still would like to know this closer we can or not. Is it possible to sometime we come up with a user fee with these people who are making all the money, the ones over funeral homes, they're making money off of lots, they're making money over from bereaved people, that most time they are really getting over on them. It's a shame. But I would like to know, is it possible that we can some way or another come up with a user fee for the traffic of tearing up our streets? That's when you look at it. I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. You got a motion to table the cemetery or?
I make a motion, Mr. Chairman, to refer this information to our attorney and for him to get back to us with recommendations.
Do we have a second? Second, Chair. Okay. Motion carries. Thank you.
I need a motion on a resolution authorizing funding for the city of Prichard Youth Art Council, and they are requesting money from the various council members, and I need a dollar amount. Reed said she need a dollar amount.
How much was the total last year? How much was given last year? Not to exceed $500 per district or the whole district?
That was the first resolution, not to exceed $500.
Is that the current request still? You're asking for, what are you asking for? 500 per district, is that?
Yes, the district. Well, you know, for me, and I think I mentioned to you before, because right now, the ice bombs and things, you know what I have in mind, just not used up, and you look in there and, if I have 1,000 to take that and put it into it, okay, I have that. Right now, I don't know if outstanding bill, you would know that, okay? Well, I would say that it's depending her, looking at what I have left in my discretionary, I would afford that amount to her, okay? Thank you.
Not to exceed
Not to exceed 500. And how you want to know about what?
Chair, in support of the program, I'm not certain what I gave last year for the program, but obviously I've already discussed entertaining the need of setting aside and remaining outside of the normal appropriation for the library board, remaining at my discretionary to the need for amendment for police and fire. And so I would imagine I would still be able to at least offer $500 from the district board to still be able to give enough funding to go in addition to what we can find for the amendment for the police and fire. So that would be $500.
Let's put not to exceed 3,000.
I make a motion that we accept the document that was provided us and for the amount stated by each council members.
Do we have a second?
You have a second, Chair.
Next roll, please. If the body would allow me to, if we could just suspend the rule and just let them read. Ms. Ward, Ms. Ward, just let them tell the number of kids that they are working with, what they are doing.
We've enrolled 260 kids. With our program that we started this summer, we have enrolled, we done that on June 1st over at the Reading and Bryan Center at 1911 Bath Road. We enrolled 260 kids. We are basically running it off of volunteers. They have been great. Daily, we have activities for the kids to do. We start off with our morning prayer, our reading of our Bible verses, and we go on with our day. We have our enrichments, our reading for our young kids, our groups of work off into English sessions, ages 7, ages 8 to 11, and 12 and up. And we have volunteers and adult volunteers that are working with them in the different areas of the session. This week with us starting out with rain, it kind of kept them in, but now that the rain is gone and the more that the sun is coming out, we've been able to get them out more. Our free lunch program is working great. They're getting their free lunches and they're also getting their free snacks every day. We're providing them with water all day long. And the different activities, we've gotten something donated, but we're still needing to purchase art supplies and different balls and that type of thing for the program. But so far, everything is working great.
I just would like to say to Ben, Mrs. Reed, and Mrs. Ward, this is an offshoot of the Performance Arts Program that was began back here some time ago, and where they started in the auditorium over there. And it is wonderful. I've been up there, I've volunteered, and the program, you talk about dance classes, you talk about the Bay Area Jazz Band coming in and teaching our children instruments, techniques. You talk about arts, you talk about math, and science, reading. I think it's just a wonderful thing that they're doing. This is something that is needed. And I was there on the day when they enrolled, and it just took one day, and they had up to their maximum. In fact, they cut it off themselves. I think you said 260, but I thought last one was 269.
Yes, ma'am.
But they cut it off because the capacity of the building is 300, and they cut it off themselves. But they have a waiting list now. That a number of children, but I'm so proud of you all for what you all have done. I think it is needed. It's too bad we don't have maybe one that's accessible in each area, but you've done a great job.
And Ms. Edwards, not to change what you said, but it's two programs that were merged together.
Yeah.
Our summer program and our performing arts program.
Yeah.
Thank you all for doing a great job, and good things in our city go unnoticed, especially with our young people. We see the negative, the bad, and this is a great opportunity, and we encourage you, if you have a good time to just go by and look and just holler at the kids and everything. They're done a good job, and you think about it, 260 kids that could be out in the street somewhere, but they are actually doing something positive. Thank you all again for what you're doing.
I need a motion to approve a request made by the CF Byron High School alumni to hold a motorcade on June 23rd, 2012, starting at 1:00 p.m. The chief has looked at it, everything has been approved in or some of it.
We do have a second. Second, Chair. Roll, please. Thank you. Motion carries.
I need a motion on a resolution for the city to enter into an agreement with the state of Alabama through the Alabama Department of Transportation for the project reference the reconstruction of Wilson Avenue from Toller Spring Branch to 12th Avenue in the city of Prichard. Some of them.
You have a second. Yes. Roll, please. Motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the list.
This ends item for the council's conference. I need a motion to approve the minutes of June 7, 2012, necessary corrections.
Second, Chair.
Mayor Davis, do you have a report?
Yes, Clerk, yeah, these council have received an addendum to our contract with Allied Waste, and the CPI has risen based upon the requirement as far as the contract that is standing for order. As you see, we have a 2% cap. When we set this contract up saying that they cannot go no higher than 2%, and it's a good thing that we did that, because it would be a 2.4% increase if we didn't set that cap. The house count that we talked about earlier is still on the way. We have Mr. Rory Cassidy who's here. If anyone have any questions.
President Cassidy. Thank you.
This is me.
So if you have any questions, he will be here. He'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. But I really do appreciate the commitment that Allied Waste has continued to provide to the citizens of this city, even when they had the issue of the strike. I mean, it may have been just a short glitch in the system, but they recovered and got that worked out. So our citizens didn't really feel the pain. And also, I want to address one other thing, is ADM has sent an update to us today. Now, I don't know if you all received it, but I got it late this afternoon in reference to the order that they have demanded Mobile Gas to go and actually clean up this situation with this captain. I'm glad that ADM has finally moved to that resolution, and we hope that it gets resolved real soon, because people's health are being impacted. People's properties are being impacted. Property, people's homes are being impacted from this odor. Several lawsuits have been filed, and only thing that I'm displeased by, because I work diligently and respectfully with ADM and EPA and ask them to provide this information to the city as soon as they can find the results. And for them to give us information after they have released it, I'm not happy with it, and I will take that up with ADM as well as EPA, but ADM did this. But I'm glad to know that they have ordered Mobile Gas to do what they needed to do to get this rectified. I'm also told, and I've heard from some citizens, that some misinformation has been given out, that you can use Brownsfield dollars to correct this issue. You cannot. You cannot use Brownsfield dollars to correct a situation that has been ordered to be cleaned up. Whoever's doing it, we need to make sure that the right information is being given to the citizens of this city, and the right thing is being told to the people. Because we need to stop playing with people's minds out there in the street with misinformation. So these dollars cannot be used, and that's according to the EPA. So this responsibility is solely going to be Mobile Gas to clean this up, and we are going to continue to find ways to hold them accountable. And we are waiting on the air samples to come out. We already know what the water samples are and the results from that. But the air samples are going to tell us a whole lot what people are breathing in. And we should be receiving those numbers very soon. And we've been requesting them, and hopefully they'll be out as soon as they can go through the channels of EPA, be funneled back down through ADM and necessary means, and get it out so we can provide this information to the citizens of our city. and especially in 8 Mile area. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, if we could we get an update to council on the samples from the groundwater, the water samples, and when the air samples come back, we provide that and then have a copy. Is that a press release or is that documentation?
Yes,
From there?
Councilman, this is a press release that they sent out today, and they actually emailed me a copy of the press release after they had already made the release, where we asked that we should be provided information prior to, and ADM here, as far as I'm concerned, allows the job in not notifying us at the appropriate time. And I think what is going on, and they'll continue to respond to the pressures that are being put on them, and then the pressure is now back on mobile gas. But I will talk with the director, because this did come from their public information person as a release got to you. And I think that we should have, this council as well as my office, should have an opportunity to have a response back before it becomes a general public knowledge, when we are requesting that all the necessary things be done. And I think that the press has its place, but there should be some information from all of us, especially, especially the council representative of that district, Councilman Town, as well as himself, who lives in the midst of this over. So,
Chair.
go ahead. But I'm finished.
Chair, I would ask that we would offer this update on time as it may be into the council's record, and that the mayor will be able to forward to the council any data regarding any previous studies that have resulted as a result of the capital situation ensuing in the city of Prichard as well. And we'll just wait to see the results. I imagine and just hope that something can be resolved quicker than later.
And that, if you all would, you can make that item a matter of record.
That's what we're doing.
Do we have a second?
Any announcements, committee reports?
Finance committee meeting, 5:30.
Thank you.
To all the fathers, ones who are surrogate fathers, whatever fathers, we wish you all a very blessed and great Father's Day this coming weekend. To let you know we love our fathers.
Thank you.
Yes. Each and every day of this attorney, he wants me to say that each and every day from now on. Okay, that's right. It is every day.
We get donuts next week.
Well, my Mother's Day.